Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Frozen Frontier. This is the Grimes prequel, of course, and Grimes, you have found yourself at Lord Grantham's estate at night.
Yes.
Without
Young
your
Mari.
chimney sweep gear.
Young Mari approaches Lord Grantham's estate. We were just getting the description as things were cutting out. I believe you said it was a three-story
Yes,
building.
it's a three-story brick building covered with ivy. There's a little sigil that runs down one of those like long banners that hangs out over the front door that has a large boar on it.
Is there a gate or a wall or anything around it? You said there's a small path leading from the street to the
Right.
to the
So
manor.
the building
a
itself
garden.
is maybe 60 feet wide, and then there's like a fence that comes out 15 feet away from the main building, and the fence comes all the way to the street. And it kind of creates these two little gardens on either side of the walkway that runs to the front door. So it's like two separate fenced off regions with a door on either side, or a gate on either side of the path. So you can like step out the front door and then go left or right into one of these gardens.
Or straight to the street.
Or straight to the street, right.
Okay.
The gardens are, this gate is like a wrought iron gate, except it's made out of bronze instead of iron, but it's that same sort of like, square pikes with a little pointy thingy at the end of it, all held together.
Is there any doorman or anything like that?
Not at this time, not at this
There
hour.
Maybe during the day, though.
During the day, there's normally a person on the inside.
Okay. I'm going to look up and down the street to see if there's anyone out and about.
It's pretty quiet. There are some people moving about, but they're like the street urchins. They're the homeless people of the city. They're just kind of, they're always around.
My type. Yeah, maybe when they turn their heads for a second, or when I think they've turned their heads for a second, I'm going to slip up the garden path.
All right.
Towards the front door.
Easy peasy.
And I think I'll hop to one side of the garden or the other. Where are the chimneys? This building, on the left or right side? Or
there are 6 different fireplaces in this building. And they've got a complex network of chimneys so all the chimneys are on the east side of the building. All the fireplaces are on the east side of the building. But they kind of come in these complicated patterns so that all the chimneys come out together on the top, but then they come down and siphon out. And this is one of the more complicated places to sweep because it's not just a straight shot up. It's like up and then angled and then up again. So you need to like get it from below and get it from above and then use this special tool to get that bendy part.
All right, so I'll jump into the east garden.
You're going to have to climb the fence with the spikes
Making
on
a lot
top.
of climbing checks, aren't I? We should, I guess, figure out Grimes' climb skill at this point.
Sure.
Or just roll dex checks.
So the climbing is half. It's dex plus strength divided by 2 is your base climb, right?
Yeah.
And then Grimes in Frozen Frontier has like plus 25 total or something like
he
that,
started
right?
with like plus 21, plus 22, even at level 1 or whatever.
So what is the average of your strength and dex?
And he does have a mountaineering proficiency. They're both 16. I think for young Mari, strength is probably more like 13 or 14. So we can say maybe average is 15, something like that.
So yeah, let's say the average is 15. You do climb up ladders and buildings a lot, but maybe you do some hiking with your dad. So let's give you another plus 5 on top of whatever your average is.
Okay, so 20. So I do have a mountaineering proficiency or whatever. We do climb the mountains on the weekends. So I guess it'll be a 20, which is about, so basically we penalize strength, but otherwise it's more or less.
Because you started with a 21, you said?
I think at level 1, it was, at level 1 it was a 21 maybe, and then I advanced it to 22, or maybe it was 22, and I advanced to 23. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll go with 20.
Sure. So make me a
so I'm just fine hopping over
you did. Perfect.
Hopping over the garden fence.
Yeah.
I think there will be a lot of climbing checks though.
You pick your way over the garden fence, no problem. There's a small little door leading from this little garden inside the building. You've seen the room that this leads into before. It's like a little parlor, kind of like a sitting room / painting room that the Lord Grantham's third daughter, his youngest daughter, who is his third daughter, paints and takes care of the room.
All right. I guess I'll check that door on the off chance. I mean, my original plan was going to be to scale the outside of the chimney, but...
Right. The door is indeed locked.
All right. I think rather than fuss with the lock, I'm just going to scale the outside of the building.
Okay.
Pull my cap on tight, look up, and try and find some gaps in the brickwork.
Okay, so this is a maintained brick wall. So you're going to have a -6 to your climbing check on it. It is overgrown, though, with some ivy, but it doesn't reach all the way up, so we'll give you a +2 for that. Okay, and so there's no overhang or slope. It's not slippery. You're not wounded. You're not encumbered. So yeah, you're at -4 +20, so d20 +16. If you'd like to climb slowly, you can get a +2 to that, but it'll...
I already rolled it.
Okay. There you go.
I might have done that in hindsight, but we'll do now. All right, no problem.
Right. Easy peasy.
Free scales the side of this brick chimney, working his fingers in between the bricks, and I climb, I think, all the way to the very top, to the roof of the building.
You get to the roof of the building. Here you are.
Right, and so there's just one main chimney.
There's like a brick rectangular structure that sits out of the roof, and out of this structure are like 6 different chimneys. There's 6 little independent chimneys that come out through this main super chimney, if that makes sense. They each have their own piping. That way you can easily access each individual one. However, these chimneys are not that big. They're probably too small for you to fit through.
Oh, really? That's what I was thinking I was going to do, is slip on down, but maybe it's...
Well, you're looking at these. They're not super big. You've never tried to fit down a chimney before.
Really? Is that not what chimney sweeps do?
You might have thought about it, but your dad's always told you the chimney sweep that gets in the chimney gets stuck and dies. Don't do it, son. It's not worth a couple of copper pieces. But here you are looking at it. It's a tight squeeze down here.
There's 6 individual chimneys.
Yeah, there's 6 individual chimneys, but they're all clustered together in this one brick that comes out. And you know, if you go down here, you are just going to be covered head to toe.
I don't know that thought is crossing my mind. I think right now I'm trying to measure it out and see if I could fit.
How are you going to do it? You going to go head first or feet first? That's the big question.
That is the big question. I think feet first to check and see if I could fit down one of these chimneys.
All right. You squeeze yourself in and your hips feel tight, but you can wiggle your way down. As long as the chimney doesn't narrow, you can probably do this.
Can I feel with my feet and see if it narrows?
It doesn't narrow appreciably from where you're standing.
I loosen my belt and pull it up to my waist or whatever, so that it's so that my hip, so the belt is over my waist and my hips
reducing the
slightly wider. Yeah, so the belt doesn't get caught. And I think I'm going to lower myself feet first and just wiggle down this chimney, stopping hopefully just before I stick my feet out to listen.
So we're going to make a dex check for you. If you pass the dex check, you make it down the chimney. If you fail the dex check, you get stuck. And...
Ooh, close call.
You wiggle down the chimney. You have a hard time. Well, actually, give me a con check to see if you can not cough when you're because you're coming down, so all the soot is being pushed up right around your face where you're trying to breathe. Let's see if you can keep it quiet while making down.
No problem. I don't got the black lung yet.
Right. You squirm your way through. The ash helps to act as a lubricant for you, so you slip on down and flop all the way out before being able to stop yourself. You're on the bottom floor.
Mm-hmm.
This chimney was the one all the way down to the base floor.
Whoops.
Oh.
Is this the parlor that I was?
This is not that parlor. This is the other ground floor sitting room.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of sitting rooms here. This is the large parlor, the family room, one might call it. There are animal heads mounted on the walls all over the place. There's a bookshelf. There are nice, comfortable sitting chairs, and the trappings of a lavish lifestyle.
I look around, suddenly not so sure how I'm supposed to scout out this manor, but I'll do my best noting anything of value. Is there anything of value in this room?
Yeah, definitely. Not like easy to slip in your pocket value. Like, there's these red drapes that are made out of crushed velvet. Those are probably pretty pricey, and there's these nice crystal vessels that hold all this alcohol, and those are probably worth a fair penny each, not to mention their contents are probably pretty nice. And oh yeah, over there's like a wine bottle that got left out. Someone's a lazy servant, but that wine bottle's probably worth a few hundred copper. But it's all these like big bulky items.
Yeah. All right, so I sort of I'm on the east wall of the building, right?
Yeah.
So I start doing my best to map it out in my head. I poke my head out of the parlor door, is there a door, or is it just like an open, like a portal?
There are multiple doors. You've walked through the house before because you chimney sweep inside, so you kind of have an idea of how to get around. But the exact details are still fuzzy.
I think I pause to take my boots off and like string them together and like secure them to my waist, but so that I'm not like tracking footprints all through the house. There may be like sprinklings of ash where I go.
Right,
but
just whatever rains down off of you.
Yeah, and I'm hopefully a little quieter, tiptoeing with bare feet.
All right, so what is your plan?
To scout out the manor, room
Look
by
around.
room if I can. Do I see any guards? Do I hear any guards?
It's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe too quiet. Like, you're going to be making the only noises in the house quiet.
Odd. Can I see the front door from the parlor, or at least like down around the corner from the parlor?
Yeah, you know where it is. It's just through that door and to the right.
So that's where I'll scout to first.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll go to the front door.
Yeah, you find yourself at the front door. It's held in place by like a deadbolt lock.
Is there there's a chair next to it where someone would sit?
No, they stand.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But there's a little coat rack and a hat rack and place for umbrellas and stuff. Actually, there's no umbrellas. Umbrellas weren't invented or in wide use until the 1800s. So,
is there an alcove or something where the guard would stand, or they would just stand behind?
He would just stand right next to the door. There's like a little peephole thing where he can look through to make sure to open the door for people as they arrive.
Okay, I'm gonna look around that area and see if there's like a guard's room or like where somewhere they would keep like weapons and arms for whoever's standing guard, if that's even a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know enough about this house to have remembered this, or I'm gonna look around and see if they.
Sure,
have,
give me a perception check, a searching check.
Or an armory or whatever. No.
You can't find
it.
Find. It's got to be hidden if there's weapons lying around.
Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna make my way to the stairs if I'm fairly comfortable with the layout of this first floor.
Yeah. The kitchen's down here on the first floor. There's a couple of parlors. You do know that the servants' quarters are... Actually, those are all the way upstairs. Yeah.
Okay.
They're in the attic.
Okay.
So...
All right, I head up to the second floor. Tiptoeing as I go, moving as silently as possible.
I would like you to make me a move silently check. I think for this, we're just going to use your base stat skills.
Okay.
Move silently is half your dex.
Okay, so half of 16 is 8. Ooh, 11. I think I step on a creaky stair on my way up.
Definitely.
But hopefully everyone's asleep and it doesn't matter anyways.
You definitely step on some creaky stuff as you climb the staircase, and you can hear the sounds of flint and tinder striking together as if someone's trying to get something lit.
Do I know where the nearest fireplace is? Like, would there be one that I could run to on the second floor?
Yeah, down at the end of this hallway is another room with a fireplace. It's the library.
All right, I'm gonna make like a quiet scamper to the library.
You scamper to the library. The door to it is shut, but you can open it and slip inside. As you do so, though, the hallway that you came through is illuminated by someone stepping out with a candle.
All right, I shut the door like as quietly as I can behind me. Hopefully, no one saw me slip in, and then I go to the fireplace. And I think I hide myself in the fireplace. So I'll back in and scurry back up.
You hear the padding of footsteps and the creaking open of the library door. Someone starts walking around. Give me a climbing check to see if you can hold yourself in the chimney without being spotted.
I roll a 1.
A natural 1. Oh.
I think I drop. Is what happens, right? I get freaked out by the guy searching around the library. Maybe he comes right up to the fireplace, and I'm like, oh shit, and you just
slip. Your grip slips. You fall. You tumble in the fireplace, and immediately
I literally do tumble. So I'm gonna roll a dex check to avoid taking damage. Actually, if it's less than 10 feet, I don't even need to make a check.
It's less than 10 feet. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Or no, if it's less than 10 feet, if I pass, I don't take any damage. Right? Is that how Tumbling works?
I think normally if it's less than 10 feet, you don't take damage anyway. You have to fall more than 10 feet to take damage.
All right, sure. But okay.
Yeah.
But I think if it is 10 feet, if it's just a D6 and a successful tumbling check eliminates all damage.
Right.
But
I think it eliminates all damage up to 20 feet, and then it's half damage or something.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter anyways. So I drop to the first floor parlor, I think.
The servant starts calling out, and it's pretty quickly. As soon as the servant starts shouting, the doors in the other hallway start opening and people start showing up.
So I'm on this first floor parlor.
Second floor parlor.
I was on the second floor library, and then I dropped down the chimney to the first floor, probably to the first room that I was in, right?
Oh, I see what you were saying. Okay, I think we can rewind for a moment here.
Okay, well,
because
how are you interpreting that failed climbing check?
I'm gonna draw a fireplace real quick on the map.
Sure. Oh, you mean you thought I dropped to the fireplace? Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so I got the impression that you had hid up in this section, just bracing yourself, and then you just fall right in front of this guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We made it around it. I thought I was falling down to the first floor.
No, because the first floor chimney doesn't even connect until you get much higher up.
Okay.
They're a series of tubes, like the internet, and they connect in different places.
All right. In that case, I think I would try to silence the servant.
What the hell are you doing here, kid?
Is it actually a servant?
It's definitely a servant. Yeah.
So it's not like the Lord of the House.
No, it's not the Lord of the House. It's just one of the servants who starts shouting and clamoring, and the doors in the other hallway start opening up, and people start coming out, and what does Mari do?
I think I'm getting out of here.
How do you get out of here?
Is there a window in the library?
It's on the second floor, yeah, but there's a window on the second floor.
Yeah, I throw open the window.
All right, I'm gonna ask you to roll me initiative versus the servant, and we'll just play this out. Servant gets a 6 total.
Ooh, I get an 8.
Ooh, so the servant comes and makes a grab for you with a natural 16. I think that bypasses your dex and everything.
So my dex is +2, but if I'm tumbling, I think I can get it +4 on top of that. But
that's still a hit.
So it's still, I think he still gets hands on me.
So the servant comes and grabs you by the back collar and says, "You're not going anywhere."
Oppose strength checks?
Sure. I need to roll the servant's strength.
Were we saying my strength is 14, 13?
I think we were saying it's 14. They get a 9, 10, 11, and 14 is a 25.
Ooh, not enough. I'm like struggling against the servant.
He's got you by the collar, and very soon.
Let me go. I'll bloody shank you. Give him a. So that was his move, right? Like I get the opposed strength check when he grabs me, right?
You get the opposed strength check on your turn if you try and break out, because all he's doing is getting a hold of you. He's not dragging you anywhere. He's just holding you in place.
Okay, so then I tried to escape
on your turn.
That's the only thing I can get on that turn.
Right. So you try and wrestle out of his grip, but it's no good. The other servants show up, and I think your hopes of escaping drop to 0. There's people around.
They're up and there within a minute.
Yeah, there's a servant calling about an intruder, so people just hop out of bed and run to see what's going on.
I don't get another shot to escape.
The next round, you could try.
Yeah, right. The next round, the next round will be there's only me and this guy. Like the next round is when people start showing up. Right. I don't think we drop out of initiative quite yet, do we?
Okay, let's keep going with the initiative then.
Yeah, these are some ambitious servants.
You go first.
So I think I would try to. Do I break free again, or do I just punch the guy?
That's up to you. What do you do?
Let me go. I think mechanically the best thing to do is make another opposed strength check, right?
Sure.
Not a stomp on his foot.
He gets another 25 total. Ooh.
I think I stomp on his toe and wriggle free.
All right, you break free of his grip, and then...
And I think I'm jumping out the window.
All right, you go for the window, but it's shut and locked, and it's a quick search to like find how to unlock it. Give me a dex check to see if you can sort it out fast enough and hop the window.
Just barely.
Just barely.
I get it open and I do a leaping tumble.
All right, make me a tumbling check to see if you can avoid taking damage.
No. Smack. D6. I don't think that.
2d6 damage. It's 20 feet up. Second story. Well, I guess the second story is 10 feet.
Right. First story window would be no damage. Second story window would be D6. Third story would be 2d6.
5 points of damage. What is Mari's HP?
We started with max, right?
Right. So that would be 8.
I think it'd be 8. If you want it to be less than 8, I can roll, but.
You are a kid. That's good. It'll still be 8. But you fall out of the building and like land with a thud on your side, maybe even knocking the wind out of you.
Yeah.
The guard, the servant looks out the window at you, starts screaming. You can hear the noises from inside as the building comes to life. Although there's still not lights going on yet because take a while to light them. I think you're in the garden now and maybe a little bit stunned by what's happened. Just like,
yeah. I make my way to my feet. I think probably the next like a minute later, catch my breath and make a break for the street, jumping the fence on the way out. I guess I can do one.
Yeah, give me another opposed initiative to see if one of the people can make it downstairs before you can get to your feet.
These are some fast and efficient guards. I'm pretty slow getting to my feet.
Yeah,
but I'm also on the other side of a fence from them.
You're on the other side.
They'll walk up the front door.
Yeah, so someone comes running down the stairs, throws open the door, comes out into the side street. You're in the garden themselves. They're trying to open the garden gates, but they don't have the keys. So they're just holding on the other side of the bars, shouting at you.
I run to the street, probably one last attempt to climb, one last chance to fail a climbing check.
Give me a climbing check. So as you go to climb, they go to move, right? Because there's that enclosed garden area with a building on one side and street on one side, alleyway or entryway to the house on the third side.
So they go running out to the street?
Yeah.
I think I climb on top of the garden wall and I'm going to try to jump over them and make a break for it down the street.
Another tumbling check.
This one's successful. So I think I leap over them from the garden wall, maybe do a roll and just break into a run.
You break into a run and they're not going to catch you. You're too fast. They're not dressed properly. They're wearing slippers. And during all of this, you realize that the boots that you had around your waist, they're gone. Your shoes are gone. God knows where they are. God, there's no fingerprint technology.
Lost my boots. Oh, Already, I go running. How much of the house do I think I could reproduce based on what I saw? Maybe what I saw the previous time. That was
get some of the house, not a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But here you are now, in the middle of the street at night, by yourself.
No shoes.
No shoes. Where do you go?
I think after I'm clear, I slow down, catch my breath, and start walking. And I think Mari takes a good long while to figure out where he's going to go. But I think the only place I have to go is the lounging leopard.
All right.
But I'm trying to decide whether I have enough to even show up there.
All right. You find your way to the lazy leopard.
Oh, not lounging, lazy?
No, lazy leopard. It's the middle of the night, and yet this place is still going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's doesn't seem to be stopping. Do you go inside?
Is the doorman still on duty?
Yep. He's got his arms crossed looking at you, but now it's nighttime. Mm-hmm. So all of your dirtiness is kind of much harder to see.
Mm-hmm.
The doorman looks at you and says, "You're a little young."
I'm here to see Jimmy.
He gives a shrug and nods inside.
Mm-hmm. All right. I slip inside.
The same
covered
band.
In soot. I think I can even more surreptitiously slink in the shadows.
It looks like the same band from yesterday. Mm-hmm. And it looks like the same girls dancing from yesterday and the same waitresses. Hell, it looks exactly like it did yesterday. Mm-hmm. Even the people in here seem to be really similar. There's Jimmy and Sanders at the same table that they were. Mm-hmm. It almost... You're getting like a strong deja vu walking into this place. Even though the last time you came in here was during the day, it's just about as dingy and dimly lit. Now the curtains are closed, but there's lanterns and candles going all over the place.
All right, barefoot, I walk over to Jimmy's table.
"Whoa," he says as you approach. "You're a grimy fellow."
I was crawling around Lord Griswold's chimneys.
Lord Grantham's chimneys?
Lord Grantham's chimneys.
Where are you now? Whatever happened to the... Wait, did you say crawling through the chimneys? Can you fit down a chimney?
If I'm lucky.
He gives you a pat on the shoulder, which just like produces plumes of ash.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, we're gonna have a good time, you and I. We're gonna do well together. I can see it already.
You got a piece of paper?
Oh, if you can fit down a chimney, we don't need the paper. I got something better for you, in fact. He looks you up and down. But not tonight. We need to sort some things out. You seem... You're ready to do what it takes to see your father fixed, right? Even if it's some dirty work, you do it to save your dad. You're a good boy. I can tell that about you already.
Pa's real sick, and well, I like look down at my already filthy exterior. Mm-hmm. What kind of dirty work?
Well, Lord Grantham has been unfairly renting out some of his properties. We represent a party who has been screwed over by Lord Grantham. He's charging an arm and a leg for what you should only be charging a fingernail for. But if we can show that his prices are ridiculous and he's doing this out of spite, we can get a little bit of leverage and even the playing field here. I don't know if that means anything to you, kid, but in his study upstairs on the 3rd floor, he keeps most of his legal documents. We need to see what those are so we can see how much he's charging everybody else. Does that make sense?
I nod. Why didn't you say that? Say so.
Well, never know who you can trust around here. You seemed like a upstanding young boy. Didn't want to put you on the spot by asking you to do something you were uncomfortable with, but I can see, he says, kind of sweeping at you with his hand, at all that filth on you, that you're not afraid to roll up your sleeves and do the hard work.
You said this Lord Grantham's a bad man, exploiting them poor folk in his apartments.
How do you think he gets so rich?
I see a lot of rich folk yelling at their servants like they ain't people. Well, they...
Well,
all right.
You do this for us, we'll welcome you to the family on some level. It's a good family to have. Always got your back, no matter what.
Pa's the only family I need, I say, and moving to go.
He does the opposite. He puts an arm around your sooty shoulder and like tries to draw you in a little close to him. Says, well, he may be the only family you've had, but you're about to get involved in a whole big family that loves each other very much and has each other's backs. Your dad used to be part of our family too, before he settled down with your ma. Shame. He's a good worker. He was a good earner. You'll be a good worker too.
I'm only doing this for my pa's medicine. When should I go back to Lord Grantham's?
Well, whenever you think you can get away with it. But if someone finds you, you keep your mouth shut. You know what a rat is? Rat's someone who spills information that they ain't supposed to be spilling. Rat's someone who talks when they should keep silent. You know what we do with rats, right? Feed them to the hounds. Sick the dogs on them. Rip them to shreds.
I ain't no rat.
Spread disease. Good. Good. Well then, whenever you feel up to it, you go up in that desk, grab some documents, grab all the documents you can, actually. You want to look for something with a stamp of a castle on it with 3 towers, 2 on the sides, 1 in the middle. To be in black ink. That's the document we're looking for. You can't find that one, you grab everything you can. We'll sort it out later.
3 towers. Got it.
He reaches around and pulls out a silver coin and presses it into your palm. That's for this. You see the job done. You see the job done. See the job done. And, well, we can do well more than that.
Eyes going wide, looking at the silver. I don't know that I've ever been paid in silver before.
Your dad might have been paid in silver if you like, did a big house that had a lot of chimneys. Yeah. They might, instead of giving you like 15 copper, they might give you a silver and a few copper or whatever, but
yeah,
this is the first time you have been paid.
Yeah, that'd be the kind of job we'd do together, and they would have always paid my dad. So I look at this shiny silver piece glittering against my black palm. All right, I close my jaw and I give Jimmy a nod and slip out towards the door.
Right. He sees you go, and once again, you're in the city at night. Now, you know from experience that... Oops, that's the wrong button. That the city generally closes its gates when the sun goes down and doesn't open them again until the next morning. It's just a safety thing. You know, no one in or out after dark. No question. You just blanketly.
Is there somewhere I could climb the walls without being spotted by a guard?
Yeah, the walls of the city are large. And they are manned, but you can't have somebody on every spot of the wall at all times. It's just not economical. Yeah. So the guards patrol back and forth, and mostly they're looking outside, making sure no one comes in. To climb the wall is pretty easy. There's staircases all over the place, and then to hop down and slide off the other side is doable. You might get spotted, but you'd be on the other side and out, so...
Yeah.
It's kind of dangerous, risky. You get caught, you're going to get questioned. Might even spend some time in jail. Been gone all day. Your pa hasn't seen you in more than 24 hours.
Yeah, I head to the western wall of the city and wait for a guard to pass.
They do.
And then I'll scurry up a staircase to the top.
All right, the walls of Wigthron Rorenta are 30 feet tall. A long drop to the other side.
Could kill me.
Could kill you.
I ain't don't have any rope. I might have been smart. I also don't have any cash. Well, I do have that silver coin.
You can't buy anything in the middle of the night. Everything's closed. What are you gonna do?
All right, I'm gonna go for a climb.
All right, Grimes.
So I pull myself over to the parapet and lower myself hand over hand, foot over foot. Any bonuses or penalties?
This is a stone wall. It's not super maintained, so I'm going to give you, but it's slightly maintained. So I'll give you like a penalty of 2 for that. It's not overgrown or slippery. So if you climb slowly, you can get a plus to your climb check, but then you'll be moving at like half speed.
My base, so I think even moving quickly, there's no penalties, right?
Right.
I basically just need to not roll a 1 again.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, we're fine.
Yeah. You make your way down the wall easily and head back to Rockslide, which you find yourself in that night. It's late. It's real late. But as you approach your house, you can see a light on in it.
I slip in. Or I guess I open the door.
There's your father. He turns the moment...
Covered in grime with no boots.
Yeah, the moment you open the door, he's looking at you. And he moves towards you with wide open arms. He goes, "Oh, God, you hadn't shown up for days. I was worried something happened to you, son." Gives you a big hug.
It's all right, Pa. I was working in the city today.
Where's your stuff? Where are your shoes? Your tools?
I left him with a friend. I figured save me having to. You remember? Do I have any friends?
I don't know. Son.
You know Jimbo, right? In the Do I know what parts of the city?
I mean, you can make up whatever you want, but your dad's not buying it. Jimbo?
Yeah.
Son, what's going on? Why are you so filthy? Where are your shoes? I can understand if you left your tools with someone, maybe. I mean, they're the tools of your trade, so I'm gonna give you a whooping for leaving them with somebody else when you should be keeping your eye on them yourself. But where are your boots, son?
I left Jimbo's after dark. It's easier to climb the wall with no shoes. I pull out the silver coin and put it in the dish. He's about
to admonish you for climbing the castle walls when you pull out the silver coin, and he pauses and goes, "Where?"
I cleaned the whole what was that guy? Why do I keep
Lord
forgetting that guy's-
Grantham?
Yeah, I sweep the whole Grantham Manor by myself.
Did you now?
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Gave me a
6
whole
chimney
silver
building.
key.
They should be paying you
Alright.
12 copper for that. Minimum. They screwed you, son. Screwed you.
All right. Huh.
That's 2 copper we're not going to be able to earn this month.
And I never was good with math. It's okay. I'll work twice as hard tomorrow, Pa.
Where are your boots? You don't leave your boot.
Come on. Get some rest, Pa.
He starts coughing. The stress of this encounter is frustrating him, and it's making his health worse. As he tucks himself into bed, he's yelling at you for you're chimney sweep. You can't leave your tools with anyone, not even your friends. What if something happens to them? You want all that weight? You want to put your livelihood in your friends' hands just for making it a little easier to come back home at night? He's giving you a talking to, but at the same time, he's collapsing into bed because he's not doing
You're
too
right,
well.
Pa. You're right. Should have known better. I guess I
Shoulda.
Guess I still need you after all. So wise, Pa. I help him into bed.
Yeah, he coughs himself to sleep somehow, and I think that is going to wrap us up for this session of Frozen Frontier. Seeing how little Mari, little Mari has maybe gotten his nickname. Has gotten into the line of work that he's in these days.
At least gotten his grimy toes in the door of the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
I was thinking this would be the only little Mari episode, but maybe more heists are to come.
I think there's more backstory to play out eventually. I think we'll probably be rotating through different people, so hopefully we'll get 2 or 3 episodes of backstory with each person.
Yep.
See what comes up, but we'll run through everybody else next.
Yeah, I think next week I will be away, so we'll be getting a Kel William episode.
Yes, that's going to be next weekend, Sunday at 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun. I have no idea what we're going to do for that. I haven't heard Nick's plan for that yet.
Yeah, but maybe a little more exciting than... or a different kind of exciting than sneaking around the city.
Yeah.
Well
then.
Anything to shout out? You done streaming for the day? Get your weekend started?
No, I'm gonna do a little bit more. We're gonna do a little XCOM for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was out of town for a week last week or a couple weeks ago, and I'm gonna be out of town driving to Boulder and setting up there for a couple of weeks. So we're gonna get in some extra streaming time because I'll be missing some. So if you stick around, we're gonna be doing some Long War, but I gotta go make lunch first. So stream will be back in like 15-20 minutes.
Cool.
Well then.
We'll see you guys, I guess Tuesday for Dicing with Death, right? We'll squeeze something in there.
Yeah, Tuesday at 2 for Dicing with Death, and then Clicks after that. All right, guys. It's been fun. See you later.
Cheerio.